different type of crowd.
There's a lot to say. It's a big topic. But anyone who's done kind of intense book distribution, they know this is the best thing to do in life. You get such special mercy that we can't find anywhere else. Many devotees, we've done many services, puja, temple seva, raising money. Some special rasa is there, is going out and distributing Srila Prabhupada books that we can't find anywhere else. I'm not sure why. I have some ideas why. Because it was so dear to Prabhupada, because it was so dear to his guru, that the mercy is still flowing through that current. That to go out, and Prabhupada said there's many ways to try to spread Krishna consciousness, like we try to do different programs, we post things, we invite people, and we feel mercy. But somehow or other, when we go out and we just start giving the books to people, Prabhupada said this is the best preaching. In other words, why are we doing programs? We're trying to connect people to Krishna. But we can do it very easily and simply just by sharing a book with a stranger. It's fulfilling that purpose very immediately. The idea is sometimes in our different endeavors we can get sidetracked. We can go into different fields and the direct preaching can be broken. But when we're just out there, it's a direct connection we're giving the people. So my recommendation would be, if for anyone who wants to really get flooded with mercy, is to just try to do intense book distribution and try it out. Okay, you don't have to do it forever, but at least give yourself the chance in this lifetime to try it out, kind of like for one day or something. Not like just 1 hour, but try to just find an environment where you can distribute a lot of books.
Maybe you can suggest that because like I have experience in Kazakhstan. We were going like door to door like hours, like 8 hours, 10 hours, so like in the stores. And feel like it's still different. Yes.
You can bring Krishna like very amazingly while you're doing the service, but after you'll open the books, and Krishna will pull you into the pastime, so to speak. So that's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that it takes a little working, and but the Prabhupada, I mean, it's kind of like nectar also from beginning to end. I was recently with Shivaram Swami in Mayapur, and he related one pastime that someone said, I don't see why book distribution is considered like a tapasya, an austerity. He said, to me it feels like sense gratification. It's really relishable to just be out there. It's like everything else in life is more difficult. It's more austere. You're going to suffer more. But if you go out and you do that slight austerity, you think it's going to be tough, but talking with people, it just brings us to life, you know. Everyone has different nature, but in the early days, it wasn't an option, actually. If you join ISKCON, that means you go out and distribute books. That's like what ISKCON was. Or you worship the deity, or you cook. Not much else is there. And by doing that, so much success was coming. So many devotees were joining. Why? Because devotees were so enthusiastic. And here's another thing. It's not only for others that we distribute books. I realize we distribute books for ourselves. Prabhupada established that by doing this, it will nourish your own self. And what's the best preaching? Happy devotees, enthusiastic devotees. That's the best seller. They see you with a big smile, they think, okay, you have something real. So, yeah, somehow or other, like I joined a band party, like a TSKP party, and during the year we would do universities. So we just go out like maybe 6 hours a day. It's not huge, but it's like a full day. And You do some hard Gitas, some soft Gitas, some signs of self-realization books. In America, it's not so hard. Okay, it may be different, but it's not, especially in the Midwest, it's pretty good. We got it pretty good here. Okay, this is what we call the sweeties.
But where, like, for
Hold on,
example,
I'll
like,
get there.
you'll get there.
So I traveled around the whole U.S. and then different places are better, but the Midwest is known for the sweeties. Because the people here, they're kind of nice. I grew up in Maryland, the East Coast. The East Coast is a little more rough, a little more rude, or a little more busy.
Why do you
here,
think? Do you think they're more materialistic?
it just has to, there's so many factors. There's many factors. But the point is here is pretty good. So downtown Chicago,
the West Coast?
it's okay there also. So in Chicago, I would just have fun. I'd pack up a backpack and just go downtown, you know, when it's not freezing cold. And you'll have a great time. You may not do huge thousands, hundreds of books, but you'll meet some amazing people, you'll have a lot of fun, and you'll feel this special mercy of Prabhupada. It's like our whole philosophy is condensed just in going out and distributing books. Why? You have to do austerity, you have to do something you don't like, that means you have to control your senses. It means you have to do a little tapasya, you have to fix your mind, you have to serve the order of the Guru. So just in that one activity, you're doing the whole Krishna conscious process. And you'll find you'll be chanting when you're out there. In between people, you chant a little. So everyone has certain hang-ups, like certain obstacles on the path. Some people are very shy. They don't like approaching people. So that's one issue, but I've seen many shy people get over it. Why are we shy? It's part of our conditioned nature, but service means you have to go over your conditioned nature. You have to transcend it for a higher cause. And if you can do that, then you'll feel the empowerment. So being shy, it's okay, but if it gets in the way of our service, then we should try to overcome it. And if you be around people who are not shy, then you won't feel so shy anymore. A bigger problem is Indian people. For them, they're like very scared to approach Western people sometimes. Oh, Westerner. Ooh. But here, we all won't have this problem. It's very natural. You meet someone on the street, you can say, hi, where are you from? So basically, yeah, let's say you got your books, you go down the street. Now, some places are more busy than others. The best thing is you can find an event, like a street festival. So spring and summer, there's so many festivals in Chicago. There's Poland Fest, Ukraine Fest probably, Rush Fest. I mean, there's just like Art Fest, Music Fest, Blues Fest, what's the Eating Fest? Vegan Fest, and Chicago Taste.
Do you follow all
Hold on.
this? Do you find all
Hold on.
these festivals?
Yeah, when I was living here. So you find all these, there's no, right in your neighborhood, they do an art festival. So then you have to just be intelligent. You pack up some books. Either you go inside the festival, where you have to be a little sneaky. It's like kind of like a CIA, like a secret operation, like KGB, like going in there. So that's one method. Or you just go outside where there's a crossroad and people are walking into the festival. You say, hey man, hey, are you going to the festival? Oh, okay, cool. Where are you from? Oh, you live here? Oh, I'm from Deer Park. Yeah. By the way, here, this is for you. And you just put a book in their hand. It's very important you put the book in their hand. Not you show them. Don't show people books. Put that book in their hand. Give them the book. They'll take it. When you give, they'll say, oh, what's this? This is really cool. This is on meditation and yoga because everyone's too stressed out, right? And then you can say a joke. There's so many ways. Vaisheshika Prabhu, he has so many things online. What to say? You can make a joke. Have you ever heard of stress before? You can say different things. And then I don't usually say too much about the book because most people are not too ready. But they like the idea, oh yeah, I need that. So yeah, that's for you. We're getting these out to everyone today. You take it. We don't sell them. People just give a donation. Can you give a donation to help? Yeah, sure. I got $2. I got $5. And they'll give you. It's that easy. And then you can give them a temple card or an invitation for your program. And then there you go. Off you go. Next person. It won't be suffering. It will be blissful. So if you can find those events where you could have like a big day, then you can really get the taste for book distribution. Because when we just do little, it's nice. It's like the drops. You're thirsty, some drops will help you. But sometimes you need a big gulp. big Slurpee, big gulping. So then you go, if you go out all day, you go out for maybe 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours. Then you say, wow. Hopefully the books are going out. Interestingly, it really depends if the books are going out. If the books are not going out, it's kind of a struggle.
Yeah.
You're getting some purification, but it's different when books are going out a lot. So therefore we have to use our intelligence to find those avenues, the venues where I can do more books. Because when the books are going out more and more mercy is flowing. So be intelligent. If it's going to be an uphill struggle all day going one place, but somewhere else everyone likes the books, then you plan for that. So if you can do that a little bit, then you can. I know it'll be hard because you're working with people. So therefore you're called the weekend warriors. The weekend warriors means the working people. You got 2 days. You got to somehow cram it into your schedule. Okay, no. This is Sankirtan day. Everything else we put on hold. Today we go for Sankirtan. We could do it 1 day a month. Okay, that's called the monthly Sankirtan festival. At least once a month. You find a day, find the avenue, pack up the books, get the books ready, and make sure you have a way you can take the credit card. Make sure you have a Square account, because people don't carry cash.
Yeah.
So don't expect, you have to have some way on your phone. Either they can tap your phone nowadays. There's, a phone is built in with the chip reader, or you buy the Square reader or the big Square, and they just tap it.
You have a business account?
You help them?
Yeah, you can make an account.
Like a personal or business?
There's a temple account I use sometimes, and then I made my own account when I'm traveling.
Just like a personal individual account, right?
Yeah, you can do that.
But also Zelle, like people can just do.
No, Zelle is too complicated, right?
Yeah, it's more complicated. You can do the Square.
Square is
That's
easier.
Yeah, that's.
so that's a little bit about what you can do locally, and you can also team up. It's hard going out alone. It's more challenging for the mind. You won't have it, but if you go 2 people or more, then you feel like, hey, we're a group. We get more inspired, and then it becomes easier. You'll be naturally let's go. Better to go if you can go with someone else. If you can't go with someone else, still you can go alone. So that's a little bit about book distribution here. Any questions on that part here?
Yes.
So they're downtown, or like sometimes even like actually we have festivals like in the suburbs too in summer, like this Apple Festival.
Yes, we have.
And the main thing I learned is that you learn by people who do it. It's like to get initiated, you receive a mantra.
Yeah.
You don't create your own mantra. You receive it. So book distribution also, it's like you receive it from someone who's doing it. All the book distributors, they have mantras, It's how they sell the books. So if you go out with some people who are doing it regularly, you just learn how they do it, and it will be very natural. So try to find someone who's done it, who goes out, and you can learn from them, and then it will be absorbed in you.
Like when you give out Bhagavad Gita, don't you feel like it's hard for us to understand it sometimes? Even when we practice.
Yeah, but that's called
like
mental speculation. We have an order from the higher authorities, from Lord Chaitanya and Sri Prabhupada. We distribute these books.
So we just give it.
So
it doesn't matter.
don't think why you should not give it.
Okay.
Try to think why you should give it. Because the mind will think, these things, maybe it's too much, or it's still this or that. But no, don't worry about that. Just give them mercy.
What about
Now to philosophically, but to philosophically answer that, these books are a little difficult, but I remember when I was a new devotee, I got Bhagavad Gita and I opened it. I couldn't understand anything. I was like, what is this? Like, I realized because I did not have Sukriti. But when they give a donation, they receive the Sukriti. So that's why it's always good to try to get something. Because if you give a free book, they'll like it, but they may not have done the seva. When they do the seva, they get the power then to understand. So even 1 penny, or even a pen, so that they don't have money, but they can give you something. That Sukriti will allow them to gradually understand it. The Bhagavad Gita is such an amazing book that we don't worry so much whether they're going to, what chapter they're going to get to, or what they're going to get stuck on. It's God's book for all human beings. So everyone should have it, even whether you can understand it or not. You should have a Bhagavad Gita in your house. So on that mood, then we don't have to speculate. Then other books are there, Science of Self-Realization, very good book, very cool cover. The main thing you try to do is understand your audience. Every event will be different. If I go to a Russian festival, I'm going to change my way that I speak, that I talk to them. If I go to a Spanish festival, or I go to a blues festival, I know the kind of people. Like let's say I go to Chicago Blues Fest, there may be a lot of African American people, there may be a lot of Christian people. So then I'll choose how I deal with them. You know?
How do you deal with Christians or black people?
I may use some different ones. So every group is kind of different. One of the biggest book distribution groups right now is in Atlanta, where it's mostly African American people, and they, for some reason, they are into knowledge, and a lot of them are into meditation, like the more more situated ones, you know, they like it. So they're very interested in knowledge, and especially rather than saying Einstein and Gandhi, I'll say Martin Luther King Jr. Or Tupac.
Okay, that makes sense.
These guys loved this book, and that's true. So you have to then cater to them, find out what they're into, and then relate it to them. It will be different. When I go to a music festival, I change what I say for the hippies. And then if I'm in a university, the university I usually do Gita, and I talk about the real knowledge in that aspect. But at the music festival, I'm talking about
Beatles?
getting the natural high.
And when you talk to Christians, or like especially Latin American, they're all Catholics or Christians.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hear they say, "Oh, this is not. I am Christian. That's my religion. I'm Christian." How do you deal
Yeah,
with that?
so for Christians, usually then I'll go with Gita. And I'll say, okay, and I'll say, that's great. Well, we love Jesus because he teaches this science of how to love God. Depends if they're really Christian-y, then there are some references inside of the Gita from Catholic saints like or Catholic teachers like Thomas Merton. When you open the Gita, I was like, have you heard of Thomas Merton? Yeah, he read this book, he really liked it. So generally Christian people you see, they'll try to take your time, they may start preaching to you. But if they're just casual Christian, they just happen to be Christian, I say that's great. You know, this book talks about Christ, the science of self-realization. Or I'd say this book was a favorite of Einstein. This is a knowledge book. We're not talking about religion. We're just talking about knowledge. You see? So whereas if it's someone who's in a different position, and says this is not just knowledge, this is spirituality. So as you change it based on, try to understand them, what their kind of mood is for different events. That's a generic thing.
Another speculation, like the idea that here in America people respect their privacy. So like when you go to neighborhood says no soliciting, like when you approach people on the street, especially like classical traditional Americans, have you ever had the feeling of like you disturb their privacy?
Sometimes it's a little daunting for maybe foreign-born individuals. Like you're new to America, so it's kind of like we should respect them. We tend to look up at the locals, and they look down on us. Maybe you have an accent, or you look a little different. So naturally we're a little shy, but it's all not. Don't worry about that. That's nonsense. What you should just do is be confident. Americans will respect if you're confident. If you're kind of sheeply and humble, like, then they'll brush you over. But if you're like very firm with them, say, hey, what are you doing? Here, this is for you. And then they'll say, oh, okay, thank you. So Americans are, yeah. They're not, what was the word you said in the beginning?
Respect the privacy and...
Yeah, we don't care about that. No, this is not the country that's worried about that. This is the country where freedom is the only rule. So you have free to approach me with whatever heck you want. Okay, that's how it works in this country.
Oh, wow.
So other places there's more cultural and I'm worried about this. Now here, you can do what you want. You have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of demonstration. So do it. Do your thing. Don't be scared. That's the mood.
How many books can you fit in the bag that you take?
You can do a backpack or you can do the rolly bag. The rolly bag has wheels. So if you're going a long time, it may be more practical unless you want to get a good workout for your back.
Can you fit like 50 books in there?
The backpack, I could usually fit about what, maybe 15 big books
Uh-huh.
and maybe 20 or 30 small books.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
That's pretty good.
We used to do
And
it
the
with-
rolling bag, you can put a whole box
Yeah.
in there. 24 Gitas sometimes.
Wow.
How do you talk to Muslim people who, that they say, oh, we are love, it's not our...
You'd be surprised how favorable Muslim people are. Yeah, if I meet Muslim people and I tell them these are beautiful wisdom books, it's about devotion and love of God. You can say something like that. But they're not, it depends what kind of Muslims, but often when we're doing kirtan, the Muslim people come up and they like it a lot.
Yeah.
So if it's like Muslims, they're kind of strict, they're kind of thinking this is the only way. So I studied, philosophy and I know a lot of different theologies. If I want to, I can get in a long talk with them for 10 or 15 minutes. And finally, maybe they'll take a book. I can do it because I studied I know the Bible, I know the Quran. But if I don't want to do half-hour talking with them, then I may just give them the opportunity to get the book. If they're not so interested, I give them a card, I can get them to chant Krishna, and then I can find someone who's more likely to take the book. In other words, a lot of religious people, if they're already in their religion, we don't really have to change them. We can just offer them more knowledge about God. That's what it boils down to. Look, I respect your religion. If you want to learn more about God, you can take the book. But I'm not. And
Interesting.
sincere people, they may take that. But if they're not, then I'm not here to spend 2 hours and talk through all their different rituals and all of the hang-ups and things.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I like to do that. But if I'm out for trying to do have a big book day, I have to put that aside and just say, Inshallah, Allahu Akbar, thank you.
Have you done it at the mall?
Yeah, sometimes I go inside malls.
How do you do it in the mall? Because it's like
In the
people
mall,
shopping and
yeah,
they
in the
don't
mall
care.
what we would do is we would go and get a shopping bag. Like it looks like a mall bag. Like I go into one of the stores
Smart.
and I say, oh, can I please just have a bag, just a bag.
Yeah.
And they'll give me one of the bags and then I'll put all the books in the bag.
Uh-huh.
And nowadays you don't even need to do that maybe. You can just have your own shopping bag or something.
Yeah.
And then you put all the books in there and you just walk around. There'll be some security in the malls, 1 or 2 guys, but they're usually kind of spaced out. And you'll just go down and you'll bump into someone, oh hi, how are you?
But it's illegal to distribute in the shopping mall?
It's not illegal,
I mean,
it's not allowed.
it's not allowed, so that means illegal.
What that means is that the security can give you a warning if they catch you and say, don't do this again, otherwise we'll have problems. Then if you do it again, it can be illegal. But the first time you're good. So try to keep a low profile. And then it's so fun, you'll meet so many interesting people. Oh, you're shopping? I love this store. What did you get? Oh, I take one of these too. Oh, wow. Shopping can be really good, especially in the Christmas season. Everyone's shopping. These are the best gifts to give your family. So, I just keep it short and simple. I don't go into showing all the pictures or talking about all the chapters. You don't know ways. You don't need that. Yeah, often it will hurt you more than help you. You think, okay, I have to explain this. No, you don't have to explain it. You just tell them basically what it's about. The less you say, the more they can imagine what it is for them. Don't say too much.
Remember this.
You mentioned what they're about. What do you mention? What the book is about?
Usually I'm going yoga and meditation. Those are my main things. For ladies, basically all ladies do yoga.
Yes.
So yoga is pretty safe bet to go with the ladies. And if they don't like yoga, for whatever reason, then I could say something else like meditation, knowledge, stress relief. Also ladies, if you say stress relief, they're looking for that also because they get stressed. You see? So many, you could just talk about stress, but that's more like maybe working people, things like that. Younger people, you have to just look at them. You have to imagine you get one look at a guy, and you got to figure out what he's about. It'll come to you. You have to try to hear the super soul. Super soul will guide you what to say to the right person. It's very mystical.
It's happened to you. It doesn't happen to us.
No, it's not happening
Let's say
to
they
do it.
like
It
Bhagavad
happens
Gita,
when
right?
you do it.
Like Bhagavad Gita, but they tell you, I don't have money. Yes, critical, but they don't want to pay money. Like, what do you do? Do you give them?
Well, once you start doing books, some people will give you extra money. So the last guy maybe gave you $10, or it's only $5.
So you still
So if
give
this
it.
guy's really serious, he really wants the book,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have it, I just don't have any money.
Yeah.
I say, are you really interested? Would you really read it if I gave you? Yeah, yeah. So you take it.
Okay.
I don't mind. It'll come back to you. You'll see. The next guy will give it 20. Krishna will make up for it. But if they're just like not so serious, that's how I meet it out. I say, are you pretty serious about this? Like, is this something you're into or not so much? And if I say or not so much, then they'll say not so much. Then I know, okay, they're kind of interested. Take a card. You can order a book here. You can find our website. You can get books.
And let's say you say it's for donation, any donation, and you give them back.
I don't usually say it's for any donation because you'll start getting pennies and dollars.
Yeah, dollars.
I say, yeah, most people just leave a donation. That's what you say.
Uh-huh.
So you leave it open like that. Then, when they get once they go for their wallet, you wait. You take out the wallet. You say, most people leave $5. And then at that point, rather than giving you $1, they'll give you $5.
Oh wow.
But if you say too soon, it's $5, nothing.
He's not gonna take.
So wait until they're searching for the bill to give you. You say average is $5.
For
$10. You can do what you like. I mean, there's different moods too. Also, sometimes we have sponsored books,
Yeah.
but it's better to ask for more. I have a problem with book distribution that I'm not a big money person.
Mm.
I mean, it's a kind of a bad thing, but sometimes I'm too generous. Like I give too many books, and I don't collect as much as maybe
Some other
you could.
Yeah.
But in any case, we don't really do it for money. That's the thing. You can't. Your motivation has to just be to get the books out, share the mercy. So a Bhagavad Gita, like a nice Gita, it depends on the person. If I can see the person is kind of well-to-do, then say, yeah. A lot of people give $10, or I'll say 5 covers the printing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I say $5 will cover our printing cost, that's good. Then they'll give 5. The printing cost is only $2.50. But if I say $5 covers the printing cost, it's true.
Wow.
Because Prabhupada's established that you get twice the printing cost as a standard. Because then you can cover 50% will go for books and 50% will go for temples. That's how Prabhupada originally designed it.
That's awesome.
So that's what we shoot for. If a Bhagavad Gita costs $2.50 to print, then we sell it for 5.
Okay.
If the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, like that, then we get 10.
Mm.
You mean the hard cover?
The hard ones, I mean, prices are going up, but generally, and many people, don't be surprised, they'll give a good donation. These books are not just some paper. This is such amazing knowledge.
Wow.
Okay, we're
Once I
fired
got,
up.
I think 50 for Bhagavad Gita.
Right.
What?
I got 50 for Bhagavad
You
Gita.
got 50? Yeah. Can get 50.
Wow. Exciting. Do you go out on the street during this weather, like winter?
No.
What do you do in that case?
Well, I travel a lot, so usually I go, when I'm
Warm.
doing books, I go somewhere, if I go outside, but I am doing books now because I'm doing it in the airport.
Yes.
That's kind of a special thing that requires a little more training,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a great option here we have in Chicago. And Shankar Pandit Prabhu, he's a Prabhupada disciple. He's kind of been the godfather of the airport because he's doing so long, and it's good to check with him. He can explain how to do it and learn all the right ways so that we don't make any problems at the airport, because that we've had since 1970. And it's a little bit more delicate. There's a box you have to stay in, there's rules you have to follow. But you can find indoor places. Malls usually are good when it's too cold.
Mm-hmm.
The indoor malls. If you really have your act together, you can go to conferences. Like there's some yoga conferences, there's some psychic conferences, and you can reserve a table.
Oh wow.
You pay money, they give you space, or conventions, different conventions, comic conventions,
Yeah.
and you can reserve a booth, and you can set up all the books, sell the books inside the conventions. A lot of people are doing that, like Mahotsa in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
He's the world's biggest book distributor.
Really?
He does it at the conventions. So that's good, but you can be creative. Practically for most of us, it can mean that we just keep some books in the car And when you go inside somewhere, you can distribute a book in the gas station, in the grocery store, even in Walmart. I do books in Walmart sometimes, just
Wow.
walking through the aisles. You might be a little more, you have to be a little more daring and bold because people are not expecting it. But
Yeah.
often they do pretty good in Walmarts. And so yeah, winter means you have to find inside option venues.
Yeah.
And then when it's nice out, you can find more outside things.
Nice.
So you should ask me about India.
Yes.
India is very easy. It's like the books are just distributing themselves.
No, they
It's
they
like-
would like to take a book, but they don't want to give donations.
Yeah, I'll just tell you. I was recently in. I've done books in Vrindavan and Mayapur, so I can talk about those. Those things are better because they're holy places. So Vrindavan, so many people are there. I do only small books when I'm doing in India.
In Hindi, right?
I mean, not only small books, but usually I do small books,
In Hindi.
depending on where you are. In Vrindavan, it's Hindi. So you just get a big stack of small books. I do it right either in the Krishna Balam temple or right on the main road. All the people coming, you just say, hey, Haribol, Hare Krishna. Take one book, yes. Seva, Mandir, Bhagavan, whatever small Hindi words you know. And you can, I don't even know what I say. I just show them the books, and then I say small donation, helping. And they give donation. It's like
Dakshina,
that.
you say Dakshina?
No, I just
So-
say donation.
Yeah.
Dan,
Dan?
Dan, Tora Dan.
Torah means little?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just basically get the printing cost for books, because I don't go to India to like collect money for books. It's not the place. So that means very cheap. That means a small book is like 20 rupees. Everyone will give 20 rupees in India. They're all charitable people. Just put a book in their hand, show them. That's it in Vrindavan. Now what I was doing in Mayapur, a lot of the Bengalis, they're also pious. But I noticed they were not so much giving. They were not so much giving for the books. So I think a lot of them come there very often, that's one thing. But then I saw that they all have children. Practically every person and couple has children. So I used the children. So I went up to them and I said, oh, is your son? Oh, how do you call it? And I gave him a book for the kid. I said, this is for the children. It's a kid's book. It's about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It would help your son to become very honest, responsible, a good person. So you take for your son. I'm a monk, no selling. Small donation helping. 20 rupees. You take your books like that. They take
Okay.
So I stopped giving books to the adults. I was just giving I just look who has kid.
You found the way. You found the way.
Always finding the way, thinking where you are and finding the way.
Yeah, there you can do in 1 hour maybe not quite 100, but maybe 30 books. You know, that's like a book every 2 minutes, or maybe even more than that. You know, sometimes you can do 30 books in half.
Where
hours.
is it again, the
It's
festival?
in Mayapur.
Mayapur.
Yeah, just right in the Mayapur. It's
About
great.
where in Mayapur? You have a temple area and you have outside.
It's gone. I was doing inside.
Inside even. There's
Oh,
all
yeah.
the like all the. Yeah, I got you.
Those are the people. Yeah.
So many gifts.
Prabhu, the psychological question. So during Prabhupada, there were so many devotees doing book distribution. Was like big crowds and people were. So now it's like you can count it by hand. So question, don't you feel
What
lonely?
do you mean count what? Book distributors?
Yes. No, I'm just saying from how we see it. Like maybe it's not real, but like how Russian devotees see it,
Yeah.
it's like wow, book distributor. You're like one, and then you look so lonely.
I'll
You
give you
know?
a hint. I'll give you a hint. If you're a businessman
Yeah.
and you're the only business in the area,
Yeah.
what happens? It's good for you.
But don't you feel lonely?
Monopoly.
You can do what? Yeah, but let me just.
Yeah.
You can actually do. I know some book distributors now. They're doing so big because they have all the free pasture. There's no. They go to all the universities because no one else is doing. So I don't lament often that I wish there was hundreds of more books because it allows you to do more books.
Ah.
But do you feel lonely? Generally, we want more and more people to do it because by spreading book distribution and by encouraging others, you get mercy also. If you don't go out, but you encourage someone else to go, also it's doing book distribution. So even encouraging and organizing book distribution is also book distribution. So we do want more and more people to take it up. But I don't often feel lonely like, oh no, there's no book distributors. It's nice to go out with other devotees. That's a principle, regardless of, you know, it's better to go out with more people. But on the other hand, I've had sometimes you go to an event, if there's so many people, and you can't, like even in Mayapur, sometimes I'm there, and there's so many people also doing books there, it's too crowded. So you have to go somewhere where you can reach the people. But the Russians, they think it's already rare, it's like a
Because
a
you
endangered
always see you
species.
just by yourself, and you don't see you do it with other devotees. Like I haven't seen you
Usually-
doing Sankirtan, but I only see you in the temple by yourself. You come here by yourself. So I assume that you do book distribution by yourself, like, and that's why I'm asking, don't you feel lonely?
Yeah, the main thing is like,
Yeah.
usually there's a training period in the brahmachari ashram for brahmachari or for a young lady or young man who wants to get training. And at that time, there's a lot of devotees. That's when you're in like a vibrant atmosphere, and men and ladies, and they're getting trained, and they're going out into big groups and harinam. But if you stick around after some time, then it may not be a big group anymore. So then you have a choice. Will you keep going or will you stop? So if you want to keep going, you might find yourself with less people to go out. But when you're doing book distribution, you can't really do it with other people at the same time. Because it's you who have to go and meet them and distribute the book and get the donation. So for book distribution service, it's pretty much a one-on-one thing. So even if there's other distributors going out, they're on different parts of the city.
Yeah.
It's not like you're
Just a
all,
support.
it's not you're all holding arms and talking to one person. Once in a while, maybe you have two people. But you need to do one-on-one with your potential customer. That's your seva. So whether you're there alone or with 500 other devotees in different parts of the city, you're basically going to do the same thing. You're going to talk to the people one-on-one.
Yes.
And so whether there's a lot of people there or not, it won't matter so much.
Now, when you get all this mercy, and usually, like when I'm getting something like that, I want to share. Like I want to share my more, like how to say it, my happiness, right?
Yes.
Like I want to talk to somebody and say how exciting it was, right?
Yes.
So, who do you share with?
Usually that when the ashram period, that's what goes on. At the end of the day, everyone comes back to the Sankirtan band at the temple and they say, oh man, I met this guy who was crazy. He was crazy, but he took a Krishna book. He said, oh, I met this Christian, they started blaspheming and I ran away.
Share in the chat.
And someone says,
in the
oh,
chat, that's right.
I got thrown in jail today. I was in jail for 10 hours. Wow, you're crazy, man. So that went on. But I'll tell you something on a personal note. That was not my favorite thing to discuss. In fact, I couldn't take very much of it. For me, I would do the books, and I come back, I put the book back, and now I do something else.
Like what?
I'm taking a break. So for me, when I'm feeling that mercy and like, wow, what do I do now? That's a big point. That once you went out, you did all that sacrifice, you got all the mercy, now you should hear and chant. Because your hearing and chanting will be turbocharged. So now you should do kirtan after going out. Or now you should read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna book, any of the nectar books. And then all of that, like you just got charged, your battery, you just got juiced up. Now you have to use it in the katha. And the katha will go deeper. Because if I'm just talking about book distribution all night, it's like
It's like never stops, right?
I missed the real nectar.
The real nectar.
The real nectar is Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan. I need to hear about Krishna and the cowherd boys and the gopis.
Oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
That's what I want to hear and chant about.
Yeah.
I'm not so worried about how much donations you got. So you want to share, it's good. Most people have a group, WhatsApp group, and you talk a little bit. But don't forget the main thing, all this nectar is not supposed to just sit here. It
Yeah,
has to be consumed.
yeah. Okay, wow,
Wow.
very interesting. Thank you so
Secret-
much.
Motivating.
Secret tips
It's
you were
motivating.
Yeah, very
asking
secret.
for.
Yeah.
So much rain.
Thank you so much. This
It's
is
just
very
more-
My
inspiring.
pleasure.
Very
All the best to
inspiring.
you.
Hopefully,
Take it up,
we go. Yeah.
try it, and share it. Encourage others. And there's some resources for you. If something's not working or you get stuck, there's so much resources online, other
YouTube.
devotees. For every problem, there's a solution.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Could you maybe remember any funny moment from
Yeah, I have so many funny moments.
maybe just one? Could you share with us?
Okay. The funniest moment I had was I go to these music festivals. That's where we go in for like 3 days. So we get a big van and we load the van up with so many books that sometimes we sleep on the books.
Cool.
You might think that's an offense, and sometimes we were worried it's offense. But the senior devotee said, no problem, it's okay. They were doing like that in Prabhupada's days. You have to do that. So I have so many books. We go and sneak into the festival. It means somehow we do something a little sketchy. Somehow or other we get inside. And then there's all the campers. They put their tents. You know these American
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
festivals? It's like a 3-day festival. People just go crazy. So we park the van and then we have big backpacks. And we go out at like 9 a.m. Big, maybe 50 books, go out, then come back to the van, then load up again, and go back out like a few times. So at the van, that's kind of like unwind, like you're tired, maybe you get some juice, you take some prasad, you hang out, because it might be really hot outside. But all day long, we're going in and out of the van, So this one time, we had this neighbor, and a lot of the music festivals, there's a lot of drugs. It's just a reality. People take a lot of drugs here. So at night they go for the music concerts. That's when we go to sleep. That's when they wake up and they go for the music. So our neighbor, I'm with my friend, and this guy's watching us going in and out of the van like all day. It's like, who are these guys? What are you guys doing? Because we're the only like sober people there. Like everyone there is like intoxicated, their music, and we're just like carrying big bags. We've got like hats on, maybe tilak.
Look like drug dealers.
We're like
Drug
chanting.
distributors.
We're like, yeah, we're like, these guys are up to something. Like, who are these guys? These guys are serious. Like, so this guy, he's our neighbor, and after like 3 or 4 days of this, we look like secret agents or something. He comes up to us, and he's like, I'm just here to turn myself in. He says, I know who you guys are. I know you're looking for me. He says, I know, I've been watching you guys, like, I know you're here for me. So, here's the last of my, he gave us like some marijuana. He's like, you just take this is the last of my supply. And you can take me in.
Oh
So
my
he
God.
he thought we were police, like
Did you
secret
give him a
agent,
book?
secret agent
That's
police
hilarious.
people. Like, and we're like, no, that's okay, man. Like, we're not gonna take you in. Like, you can
Just
go
relax.
now. And we just threw his stuff away, and probably we gave him a book and got him to chant a mantra or something.
Maybe
So it's a
maybe
wild-
you changed his life.
It's a wild world out there, and people they may not be conscious of what's going on, but they get the books and they open them. I have so many amazing people when I'm just opening the books and reading with them, they're just like melting. They're like, oh my God, like this is so amazing.
Wow.
In these big festivals, sometimes you don't even have to like ask them. They're like, yeah, I want those books. Like, can I have those? Like, give me the books. Like before you can even ask them.
They
Want.
probably heard the name somewhere, right? Yeah.
You can
Why?
find places where they're just like interested in this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's certain festivals, types of people that are just, this is what they're looking for.
Wow. And is it offense to give the book to a drunk person or a high person?
No, it's
No?
They need it.
it's a duty.
Really?
Yeah,
Like we
it's
met
about-
once, remember we met
I
like
mean,
one
you
guy
have to
was
be
little drunk.
intelligent to
Yeah.
try to not yourself be the cause of them to make an offense.
Ah,
But because we're so fallen in Kali Yuga, we need any mercy we can get. I give books to people who use them for bad things, but they're getting the books and they will benefit from that,
Mhm.
giving donation. So if someone's really intoxicated, if they're willing to take money and take a book, that's okay. But yeah, many people will be intoxicated. I don't do too much of the nights. The night is when everybody gets crazy. We do during the daytime.
mhm.
So still some people will be intoxicated, but as long, you just see that they're not doing anything very offensive.
Mhm.
If someone's intoxicated, what can you do? You try to help them, get them
Yeah.
to chant. And sometimes they'll be the most enthusiastic chanters.
Of course.
Yeah,
It's fine.
our dancers.
Did you ever end up in like criminal neighborhoods or dangerous places and distribute there?
Like South Chicago or something like that.
Um,
Or Milwaukee.
yeah, I mean, I've done different places, but I haven't had many, like issues. I know some devotees who have,
Issues?
yeah, like sometimes they got robbed, or it sounds like you're asking like any dangerous situations.
Yeah, it's better
So-
not to be, right? You're probably trying to escape.
Yeah, no,
those
but the bad
places, avoid.
neighborhoods, you have to be very smart, you have to be, like I go to Chicago sometimes, down to Southside,
Mhm.
and you have to be intelligent, We want everyone to get the mercy, but we have to use our common sense and not be careless
Just-
also.
Could be dangerous, right? It is.
Yeah. For myself, in my position, my current body, it's not too much dangerous. Maybe for a single lady, yeah, it could be very dangerous. But,
I don't know, these days, lady, man, they all could be.
yeah, but we don't like specifically target those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
There will be some bad areas. And basically for us, it's just more, the more the consideration is where can we do more books?
Mhm.
So the troubled neighborhoods, people who don't have money, they won't be getting books, so I'm not focused there. If they're all taking books and giving big donations, then I go there. So that's one
Because
thing.
downtown Chicago is the best place, right?
It's okay. Even downtown sometimes it can be too busy. The street fairs, find the street fairs and also universities.
Like
Very good.
Northwestern University?
Well, you can't do private universities,
Ah.
because they'll kick you out unless you're very expert, like secret agent.
So which ones?
So the
Like
public ones.
city universities? Like state
University, you have to learn the whole how to do it. It's a little more detailed procedure.
Ah,
We
okay.
can talk about that.
Okay.
But the street fair is just some public event.
Got it.
You have all
Summerfest.
local people
every
coming,
week, every
Summerfest,
Friday.
every week.
Yeah, every
This one
weekend.
is good.
Yeah. That's nice. I've never thought about it. We usually, if you go, very rarely, but if you go, usually go to either downtown Chicago, where we do Harinam, or Evanston downtown.
Mhm. Yeah, those
So-
are good.
And one time it was like this Division Street.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, should we stop here?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Yeah.
It's also very auspicious to support the Buddhist distributors, so we didn't give donation last time.
That's kind.
Welcome to
Love
support.
donation.
Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, so now we skip the Bhagavad Gita. We'll do it next time. We'll go straight to Prasadam if you're okay with it.
Yes, good idea.
It was enough.
Yeah.
You had Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, I'm talking